Lift up your name today. I just want to thank you for what your Son has done for us, things you have empowered us to do today. I just ask you to keep our hearts humble and close to you. Give us a joy, just an excitement to be able to walk in the path and to do the work you have laid before us today. God, keep molding us into a better image of your Son. Allow us to touch others, Lord, so that your Spirit might be able to call your lost sheep back home. God, I pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so the theme for this month is pursuing Christ and pursuing Christ-likeness. And I thought I'd kind of flip that the other direction because He pursues us even when we don't want Him. He pursues us even when we don't want Him. And what you're seeing on the screen is a vehicle wreck. That was my car. That was upside down. I went full Dukes of Hazzard style. You can see the top of the roof on that picture right there on the driver's side, how far it's actually smushed down. Kristen, hit the next one. That's another look of it right there. You can see that roof. I was upside down in that car. And that was in 2003. It's got the date on there. Go ahead, hit the next one. You can see how far down that roof was literally touching the headrest.
Wow.
The next one. Just more pictures of that. I think there's like one more picture, I think. Yeah. So, I ended up getting out of that with just a small scratch on my forehead. I knew that it was a miracle that I was alive. I had to show the paramedics my insurance because they didn't believe me when they pulled up. I was under the bridge. It was still raining. I was under the bridge. They didn't believe that I was in that car driving. They showed me the body bag that they expected to put the person that was driving that car in. And I got out with just a small scratch on my head. Knew it was a miracle. Absolutely knew it was a miracle that I was even alive, let alone uninjured. Still didn't accept Christ. Knew, but didn't believe and accept. But yet He still accepted me. In a way. He still pursued me, wanted me to accept Him. Still pursued me. He was leaving the 99 for the one lost. I knew that it was a miracle that I was alive. I knew, but I didn't believe and accept. I had another picture that I'm not going to put up. It's kind of gruesome. Some of you know what happened with me with a puck. I was coaching 16-year-old AAA team. AAA, just like baseball, these kids were minor league level. I was coaching, had no padding on, and a kid took a slap shot that he wasn't supposed to. I heard the slap, and I turned, and that was flying about 85 miles an hour and hit me right between the eyes. Cracked my skull. I'm literally a crackhead. If that had hit me as I was turning in the temple, dead instantly. No way. I knew that I was so blessed and it was a miracle that I was alive. I knew that, but I'm not ready yet. No, I'm not ready yet. I'm still going to do my thing. I'm still going to do what I want to do. I'm not ready yet. I knew that it was a miracle that I was even alive multiple times at that point. But I still wasn't ready yet. Yet He still was showing up. There was another time, you guys know I wore some armor. There was another time I was at one of my shows, and I'm wearing full armor, and this guy, very gauged earrings, looped down, baggy pants, black, painted fingernail type thing going on. I'm wearing full armor, and he comes up and he says, "Hey, the Lord tells me that He just told me that I had to come talk to you." And I'm not a believer at that point. I'm like, okay, what are you talking about, you crazy guy? He says, "Would you mind if I prayed over your back?" Okay. I've had sciatica for the past 10 years. My back is hurting right now. I guess it can't help, right? He prays over my back, puts his hand on my back. I'm wearing full armor, so his hand's on the back of my armor. There's 16 gauge steel and padding between his hand and my back. He prays over my back, and I feel a warm hand, all 5 fingers on my back. And the pain eased up and went away. And I'm standing there in absolute shock. My jaw is on the floor. And I'm like, what just happened? I go home, and me and my wife at the time, neither one of us were believers. I go home and I ask Mom, I'm like, what happened? What was this? Like, what? Can God do that? She's like, yeah, sure. I mean, you saw it happen. You want a beer? No, I'm not ready yet. But yet he was still continuously showing up over and over and over again and pursued me whenever I would have given up on myself. Mm-hmm. His patience in pursuing me, I don't have a clue why. Because I would have given up on me long ago. I'm not going to keep going and showing up somebody saving their life over and over again for them to say, no, I don't want you. But he did. And I think sometimes that when we are dealing with other people, our expectations for them to accept it right then, we have to temper our expectations, because I know I'm not the only one in this room that has a testimony that God showed up for them and they weren't ready to accept Him yet. So one of the things that I have to keep in mind is that He pursues us, and sometimes we're not ready yet. And our expectations have to be patient, and we have to learn that patience as He was patient with us. That's all I got. Would you pray us out real quick, Bubba?
Yes, sir. Lord,